Dear students, I am going to take your video lecture today due to some reasons. Yesterday, we have seen about the dispersion of light. In the dispersion of light, I have told you that when the white light is incident on a transparent medium like glass, at that time it gets refracted into 7 colors. We call it as a Vibja. The angle of deviation is maximum for the violet color, minimum for the red color, and also in the yesterday's period we have seen a problem to find out the lateral displacement of the light after passing through the glass slab of some thickness. Okay, so how much the light gets displaced after passing through that glass slab. Now today we are going to see the dispersion of light through the prism. I have already shown you this is the prism, because we are not able to study properly the dispersion of light through the glass slab because there are 2 parallel surfaces are there. So due to that we are not getting clear-cut dispersion. So we will get a clear dispersion of light when light passes through the prism. Now look at here, this is the prism, and this prism is having 3 rectangular surfaces and 2 triangular surfaces. You see, these are the 2 triangles and these are the 3 rectangles or squares. Okay, and here the angle between the 2 refracting surfaces is called as the angle of the prism. You see, I will draw the figure here. If these are the 2 triangles, this one and second one is this one. Now this is the what is called as this edge is called as the refracting edge of the prism. This edge is called as the refracting edge of the prism. The light will pass through the one surface and comes out to the other surface. The light through which the light does not pass through the surface, that is called as the base of the prism. If the light passes from this surface, comes out of this surface, and at that time the back surface is called as the prism. So the surface through which light does not pass is called as the base of the prism. Now when you cut this prism horizontally or perpendicular to the refracting edge, that is called as the principal section of the prism. Means when you cut this prism into 2 pieces perpendicular to the refracting edge, at that time that this surface is called as a triangle ABC is called as a what is called as a principal section of the prism. Okay. Now here I have shown you, this is the diagram where the white light is in this first figure, this is the prism. We call this prism as ABC, and this is the principal section. Means I am keeping the prism like this. This is A, B and C. The light will come from this surface, enter into this surface and comes out of this surface. So here in the first figure, I have incident a monochromatic light, because here a single light is there. This is a monochromatic light. It does not disperse out because it's having a single color, single wavelength. Monochromatic light means light of a single color or a single wavelength. Now here the monochromatic light is incident. This is the incident ray. This is the refracted ray. If you put like this, P, Q, R, S, PQ is the incident ray, QR is the refracted ray, and RS is the emergent ray. Incident ray, refracted ray and emergent ray. The angle between the incident ray and the emergent ray is called as angle of deviation delta. The angle made by the incident ray with the emergent ray is called as angle of deviation delta. Now this is the first figure in which I have shown you when a monochromatic light, a single wavelength light, single frequency light is incident on the prism, how it refracts and how it gets emergent. The angle made by the incident ray and emergent ray is called as the angle of deviation. Now in the second figure, we call this as a figure A, this is the figure B, and here is the figure C. Now in the figure B, I have introduced the white light. Here again, this is the ABC is the principal section. Here PQ is the incident light. Okay. Now here principal section means the section of the prism which is perpendicular to the what is called refracting edge of the prism. This is called as the refracting edges. The edge which is joining the two refracting surface is called as refracting edge of the prism. The angle made by the two refracting surfaces is called as the angle of the prism A. Now the horizontal section or the section or bisection of the prism means the prism is cut perpendicular to the principal axis, what is called as a refracting edge at that time, that is called as the principal section of the prism. Now here when the light is incident, we have kept the prism like this. Triangle is towards you. The light is incident here. This comes out in this direction. Now instead of monochromatic light, we have incident the white light. PQ is the white light. When the white light PQ is incident, you know that according to the definition of the dispersion of the light, the white light gets splitted into 7 colors. The first color we call it as a red color. Here the last color is called as a what's violet color. In between the red and violet, remaining colors are there which are represented by VIBGYOR. VIBGYOR means here is violet, then it will come indigo, then blue, green, yellow, orange, and lastly red, like this. Now this white light gets split into 7 colors, and after refraction into 7 colors, it gets emerged out. Okay. Now the angle made by the red color with the incident beam of the light, that is the angle of deviation for the red color, and the angle made by the what is called as the emergent violet light with the incident beam of the light, we call it as the angle of deviation for the violet color. The angle of deviation for red color is minimum. The angle of deviation made by the violet color is maximum, and delta V minus delta R is nothing but the angle of deviation between the violet and a red color, between the violet and red color. So what I have told you that when you incident the what is called as a non-monochromatic, that is white light, and polychromatic, we call it as a non-monochromatic as a polychromatic light, having 7 colors. That white light incident that gets split into 7 color. After refraction, they comes out as a 7 emergent colors. So the minimum deviation is for the red color, maximum deviation for the red color. म्हणजे तुम्हाला हे सांगता आलं की पांढरा लाईट जेव्हा आपण प्रिझमवर टाकतो तेव्हा त्याचा 7 रंगामध्ये स्प्लिट होतो, आणि बाहेर पडल्यानंतर त्यांचा जो अँगल आहे त्या प्रत्येक कलरचा इन्सिडेंट रे बरोबर त्यांचा मधला तो करस्पॉन्डिंग अँगल ऑफ डेव्हिएशन. पहिल्या फिगर मध्ये फक्त व्हाईट लाईट टाकलं होतं, सॉरी मोनोक्रोमॅटिक लाईट टाकलं सिंगल कलरचा, तो स्प्लिट होणार नाही. एका कलरचा लाईट समजा मी रेड कलरच टाकलो तर त्याचे 7 कलर्स होणार नाही. फक्त पांढरा लाईट ज्याला पॉलिक्रोमॅटिक लाईट म्हणतो आपण, हे पॉलिक्रोमॅटिक लाईट व्हाईट लाईट आणि हे मोनोक्रोमॅटिक येलो रेड कोणताही कलरचा लाईट मोनोक्रोमॅटिक. मोनो म्हणजे एक, पॉली म्हणजे मेनी. सो दिस इज द dispersion of the light we have taken. Now after this we have to go for the deviation through the thin prism, and we have to derive the very important formula. That formula is I plus E is equal to A plus delta. I plus E is equal to A plus delta. This formula we have to derive. I plus E is equal to A plus delta. So how to derive this formula? I is the angle of incidence, E is the angle of emergence, A is the angle of the prism, and delta is nothing but the angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. Now here see, in this figure, again I am incident the monochromatic source of light. Here is a monochromatic light, a single light. Consider the principal section ABC of the prism, like this, principal section. Now, here, this is a monochromatic light, single color light, suppose yellow color light. PQ is the incident ray, QR is the refracted ray, and RS is the emergent ray. You can see this figure on page number 172 of the textbook, State Board textbook. Now here, PQ incident ray, QR refracted ray, RS is the emergent ray. Now here, MN is normal to the refracting surface AB. MN is the normal to the refracting surface AB. M dash N is the normal to refracting surface AC at R. Mn is the normal to the refracting surface AB at point Q, and M dash N is the normal on the refracting surface AC at R. The angle made by the incident ray PQ with the normal is the angle of incidence, I. The angle made by the incident ray, I have told you, here this is a single color light, this is a monochromatic light, it does not split into 7 colors. Okay, PQ incident ray, QR refracted ray, RS is the emergent ray. So the angle made by the incident ray PQ with the normal MN is called as angle of incidence, and the angle made by the emergent ray RS with the normal M dash N is called as angle of emergence. Here, the angle made by the refracted ray on the surface AB is the angle of refraction R1 on this side, AB side, and the angle made by the what is called as the refracted ray with the side AC is called as angle of refraction R2. Now, if this is R1, what is that R1? Angle NQR. You see here, angle PAM. I write angle PAM. PQM. PQM is nothing but the angle of incidence I. PQM I. Angle M dash RS. Angle M dash RS is equal to angle of emergence E, M dash RS. Angle NQR. Angle NQR is equal to angle of refraction, this one R1, angle of refraction R1 on the refracting surface AB, and angle what is called as NRQ, angle NRQ is equal to R2, angle of refraction on the surface AC. Now here, if this is R1, this angle, I have extended the ray QR up to X and ray PQ up to T. I have extended the ray PQ up to T, ray SR up to X. So the angle TXR, angle TXR is nothing but the delta, what is called as the angle of deviation, angle of deviation delta. Now after this, what we can say, here angle AQN, angle AQN is equal to angle ARN. Angle ARN is equal to 90 degree, because this MN and M-N are perpendicular to the surfaces AB and AC respectively. So that's why these two angles are 90. Means like this, I will draw the quadrilateral like this. Here, you see, this is 90, this is 90. Here this is A, here is Q, here is N, here is R. When this Q and R is equal to 90 plus 90, that is 180, then angle A, angle of the prism is angle A plus angle QNR is equal to 180. If this angle 2 are 90 and 90, 180, then remaining two angles are, that is here, this is A and angle QNR will be equal to 180, because sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 181 plus 180, that 360. So these two angles are. Now we have got A plus angle QNR is equal to what is called as a 180. Then after getting this, here according to this exterior angle, you see this one, this one, this one. This is Q, here is E, see here is R, and here is X. If this is delta, then sum of these angles, this angle is angle, what is that angle? Angle XQR. Angle XQR is equal to I minus R1. An angle XRQ is equal to here E minus R2. कारण हे I आहे म्हणून हे पूर्ण आहे, त्यापैकी हे R1 गेलं म्हणजे हे राहील I मायनस R1. हे E आहे म्हणून हे पूर्ण E, म्हणजे हे E असेल तर हे उरलेला जो अँगल आहे वरचा तो E मायनस R2, कारण खालचा R2 आहे म्हणजे हे E मायनस R2. आता तुम्हाला नियम माहित असेल, सम ऑफ द इंटिरियर अँगल इज इक्वल टू एक्सटिरियर अँगल. हे आपण मॅथमॅटिक्स वर शिकलेले. सम ऑफ द इंटिरियर अँगल इज इक्वल टू एक्सटिरियर अँगल. आता इंटिरियर अँगल कोण आहे? अँगल XQR, अँगल XQR प्लस अँगल XRQ इज इक्वल टू एक्सटिरियर अँगल कोणतं आहे? TXR. This one. This is the exterior angle, this is the interior angle. Sum of the interior angle is equal to exterior angle. So from this, angle XQR is I minus R1 plus XRQ E minus R2 is equal to TXR delta is equal to TXR delta. Now here, from this, angle A plus angle QNR is equal to 180 we have got. We can write this as I plus E is equal to R1 minus R1 will go to that side, plus R1 plus R2 plus delta. Now what is the value of R1 plus R2? Now in this triangle QNR, from triangle, this is suppose equation 1, from triangle QNR, what will get? R1 plus R2 plus angle. So continue to the earlier period, earlier class. You see, we have got this equation as I minus R1 plus E minus R2 is equal to delta. How this equation is coming? I have told you that exterior angle is equal to sum of the interior angle. Exterior angle is equal to sum of the interior angle. Then from this equation, I plus E is equal to minus R1 to the right side plus R1 minus R to the right side plus R2 plus delta. Now from triangle QNR, R1 plus R2 plus angle QNR is equal to 180. R1 plus R2 plus angle QNR is equal to 180. You see, A plus angle QNR is equal to 180. And again, here R1 plus R2 plus angle QNR is equal to 180. You can equate these two. So A plus QNR is equal to R1 plus R2 plus QNR. This equation equation. So QNR get cancelled out. What you will get? R1 plus R2 is equal to A. That is the angle of the prism. Angle of the prism A is always 60 degree because this is a equilateral triangle. This is a equilateral triangle. So angle of prism is 60 degree. So here what you are getting? R1 plus R2 is equal to A. This is equation 2. This is equation 1. Put equation 2 in 1. You have to put this equation in 1. So therefore I plus E is equal to R1 plus R2 is equal to. So this equation gives the relation between the angle of incidence, angle of emergence and